When people are like each other, they tend to like each other. Last week, I attended a memorial for one of my friends, and during that memorial, we were all discussing about, how do we actually have Gustavo in our lives, and what's the most memorable thing that we remember about this man. And one of the most interesting stories that I heard was from my friend Lisa, who said, I met Gustavo when I was selling encyclopedias with you guys. Before we actually started going to the book field, we actually had to pick up our encyclopedias, and we actually had to go around the building screaming like, today's going to be a great day, today's going to be a great day, 30 units, 30 units. And the emotion of fear went through her body because she believed that, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? Am I in a cult or something? And so rather than participating in that activity, she actually went to the corner where she met Gustavo. And there they started a conversation saying, how do you feel about all this? Gustavo was like, I don't know what to feel. I kind of feel like I'm in a cult or something. And Lisa's like, oh my God, I'm not the only one. And that's how they became friends. Fellow Toastmasters, area governor. Today, I'd like to talk about a topic called rapport. And today I'd like to divide my speech into 3 parts. Why rapport is important, what rapport actually is, and how we can put a rapport into our lives. So, rapport is a topic that a lot of people have been interested in because we somehow sense that it's meaningful. If we are around people and we feel comfortable with each other and it's natural, that's good. If we don't feel comfortable and we don't feel like it's natural, there's something wrong with that. And by mastering the art of rapport with others as well as ourselves, we're actually able to more efficiently accomplish and materialize the goals that we set for ourselves. And by being able to create rapport, we're able to actually form powerful common human bonds. That's the foundation of long-term relationships. And lastly, studies have shown that some of the most successful and influential people, they all have a commonality. They're able to establish a rapport base before they actually set up on their influence technique. So they're able to create this rapport basis first before they actually use the system. So we know why rapport is important. What actually is rapport? Well, rapport is the ability to enter into someone else's model of the world and effectively let them know that I understand that model as well. Just from my own experience, I noticed that there's 2 different types of rapports from my own research. First is kind of like the technical version of the rapport, where we kind of match each other's body movements, and when you wink, I wink as well, and when you kind of move your arms, I kind of move my arms as well. And there's something about that that makes you kind of feel like, I understand you just a little bit better, but at the same time you kind of feel that weird emotion saying, what am I doing here? Like, why am I here? Like, why am I matching you? And at the same time, you have the other person who looks at you. If they actually figured out what you're doing, they'll be like offended, saying like, you're kind of intruding on my reality because I don't know what you're doing. I don't really know you, but you're kind of copying me, right? So there's that technical aspect of rapport, but there's another kind of rapport is where I actually see the world the same way that you do. The model of the world that works for me is essentially the same as the model that works for you, and we're able to communicate that. And that's a type of rapport that's a bit more powerful. So now that we know what a rapport is, I'd like to communicate how we actually show this rapport to others. So we create rapport by 2 techniques called pacing and mirroring. That's what the name is called. Essentially what that is if you look at any type of relationship between two people, the first thing that always creates rapport is finding that something they have in common. And the way we do this is we show pacing and mirroring the physical, emotional, and mental areas. Physical, the superficial being the voice, language patterns, matching your voice tonality, and kind of a little bit matching the image as well, but not doing it overly so that it doesn't feel weird. Second one is emotional, where if a person feels excited, then I come into that conversation by also feeling excited. When they feel angry and frustrated, I also show anger and frustration, not toward them, but with them. My friend Lisa was feeling fear, and Gustavo came in with fear. That's how it works. And third one is basically based on our values and beliefs. And the most important thing I learned within this rapport area is we never use the word but. We avoid that word because it negates everything we said before. So for instance, you have a lot of great books in your book place, but I don't see any bestsellers. So using the word but actually goes against rapport creation, and rather we use the word however and instead. And so, in conclusion, what I challenge you to do as we go out in the future is let's use our interactions to listen more carefully and sharpen our skills of empathy. And I believe that despite all of our imperfections, we are all full of decency and goodness. And the forces that discriminate us are not as powerful as the forces that unite us. Thank you, Sharon.